great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, as it's called, CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great NFC matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
He's always been an incredible decision maker on the field. Takes care of the ball really well, puts his team in the right positions, makes sure the play calls are accurate. Also was a minor league baseball player. Didn't hit very well there. I think he made a great career choice picking football.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. And here's the starting offensive unit for Seattle.
So many weapons on this offense, and we've seen them all season long score from any point on the field. But we all know playoff football comes down to playing smart. The game slows down, and it's harder to move it. So you've got to avoid penalties, avoid turnovers, and not let your emotions get the best of you.
Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard. On third down, it's Carson. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'5 quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
He didn't have as many throws or plays in college as many of the quarterbacks that were coming out in the draft, but he maximized what he had. Ended up winning 2 national championships as a starting quarterback at North Dakota State.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Quickly now a look at the Eagles' offensive starters.
And what a tough environment to roll into. On the road, playing one of the better teams in the league, obviously, because this is the playoffs. So what do teams talk about? Bringing their own.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Shotgun now for Wentz. Gets this to his running back, Jordan Howard. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right, that fourth seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair way of doing things. But I gotta tell you, I personally like it. Winning a division title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't, just stack them all up and take the best 6 records, but there's a division for a reason, and the champion hosts the first round.
And the first rule of thumb in building a team, build a team to win your division. Beat those teams first, then you go from there.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. And we peek at the defense now for Philadelphia.
Fletcher Cox is a first-round pick who has fulfilled his promise, one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. This is caught at the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Now a give, right side. Carson, he'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out. Finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
To throw is Wilson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
For the field goal, a 42-yard attempt.
And Myers able to knock it through, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The starters defensively now for the Seahawks. They were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, all right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple touchdowns. We got this thing locked down. That's when you know you're playing well and you're carrying your team along.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the second time. "51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. This is Carson, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
Here we go. 120. Here we go. 56. 56. Check.
Throwing on first is Wentz. That's caught by Jackson. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now Wentz. And he finds Howard complete. And I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And it's up and good.
Makes the score Eagle.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Elliott puts this one through. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So a capper there to a pretty good...
Check 53. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Cut.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. He'll find Metcalf. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the...
They go with Howard again. Shrugs him off. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Wentz. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson there to make the grab. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the...
Move 53, Mike. Here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That escapes the sack. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks. Now Wilson on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down. 1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. Wilson will throw again. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
They'll try to run with Carson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore there to make the grab, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter.
So they got the touchdown they needed to cut this to 2, but now they've got to get back to the huddle. No celebration time. Got to figure out what they're going to do on the 2-point conversion.
All right, now the Seahawks face a big 2-point conversion attempt. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got it. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game. Now Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Wentz going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Wentz to throw. It's caught by Jackson. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got you, punk.
Now Howard. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Howard. And he's got some space here. And he'll take it in. Jordan Howard, 32 yards. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drives 7 plays in length. And finishing it off with a touchdown run was Jordan Howard. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So Russell Wilson in the offense. Down by 7. 1:16 remaining. They need a touchdown here to try to force overtime, but they've got the support of this playoff record crowd. 1st and 10. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. We are inside of 1 minute, only one timeout left, so they've got to move quickly.
Get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure they're set. No penalties in this situation, but you're exactly right. Conserve that timeout for when they really need it.
He'll look to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. And forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. They'll look to throw. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempting to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd, carry it into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
Now Myers for the extra point. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The extra point now coming from Myers. And we may very well be headed to overtime. Five plays there on that drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. A quick throw there out to Jeffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
Overtime in a playoff game, awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Here we go. 180. Check line 54. Line 54.
Wentz now on first down. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They run with Howard. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. Well, it was a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
Throwing is Wentz. Gets this to his running back, Jordan Howard. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Let's go. Check the
On first down, they run with Howard. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. On 2nd and 1, Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. An Eagle first down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Fighting through pressure, and he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Jaron Reed able to get him for a loss of about 3. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And the kick is good. He got it. And it's official now. They're going to the playoffs. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said